Give me 3 minutes and I'll make normal anion gap and anion gap acidosis so easy. You'll never forget it again. All right, let's get into it. Before we compare anion gap versus normal anion gap, we need to understand what acidosis even means. Now, your body needs to maintain your blood pH within a very narrow range, 7.35 to 7.45. Below this, acidemia. More than this, alkalemia. Okay, now acid-base disorders can either be respiratory or metabolic in nature. Respiratory disorders are primarily related to changes in carbon dioxide because the rate at which you breathe, your respiratory rate, directly correlates to the rate at which you get rid of carbon dioxide. The less you breathe, the more carbon dioxide builds up. The more you breathe, the less carbon dioxide builds up. While metabolic disorders are primarily related to changes in bicarbonate. And today we're focusing on metabolic acidosis. So how do we figure out whether metabolic acidosis has a high anion gap or a normal anion gap? We use this formula. Sodium ions minus the sum of chloride and bicarbonate. Basically, we're looking at the difference between the major measured positive ion and the major measured negative ions. A normal anion gap is roughly 8 to 12 when potassium is not included. If it's greater than 12, then we have high anion gap metabolic acidosis. And if it's within the normal range, we have a normal anion gap metabolic acidosis. Now, here's the part you actually need to remember and understand. A high anion gap, so this is a high anion gap, means you've gained an unmeasured acid. That extra acid leaves behind an unmeasured anion, causing the gap to increase. What is the mnemonic for the causes of this? There's two. There's gold mark, and then there's mud piles, which is my favorite, which stands for methanol, uremia, diabetic ketoacidosis, fenformin, isoniazid iron, lactic acidosis, ethylene glycol, also known as antifreeze, salicylic acid, also known as aspirin. But this is only when it's more than 20 minutes. Now, what about non-anion gap? Okay, this uses the mnemonic hard ass. Non-anion gap is also known as normal anion gap. Now, hard ass, what does it stand for? Hyperalimentation, acetazolamide, renal tubular acidosis, diarrhea, Addison, spironolactone, and saline infusion. Remember, we're talking about normal saline, right? So that's going to be 0.9% sodium chloride. Remember this what's it called? Number. And that's the entire concept. If this made anion gap versus non-anion gap click, save this video because it's going to come up all the time. And if you want more high-yield medical concepts, follow MedBites and keep scrolling.